Hello and welcome to another quick shot review for Cheap Shot Entertainment. This is the podcasting channel Talk is Cheap. I'm in the process of changing it all, so it is just the movie channel that we will come to love. Now, I have recently been to see Alien Romulus, as you can... Well, you can't see it on your screen because we're doing a podcast. I can see it on my screen, but Alien Romulus, a film directed by Fede Alvarez. Now, this film has caused a lot of controversy. This film, I heard people tell me that it was terrible, that it was really bad, that you should never go and see it, that it's a smear on the legacy of Alien. In reality, from my point of view, I think this is definitely one of the better entries and actually brings back a lot of what made the Alien franchise so good in the first place. It's not perfect. Not by any means. I was questioning some things that the characters did, but that's what you're supposed to do in a horror movie, right? This goes back to the Alien movie. This is in between Alien and Aliens, and definitely borrows more of the formula of Alien, where it's a small amount of people that are confronted by the xenomorphs. Official blurb is: while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. The most perfect life form, as we get told many, many times in Prometheus, Alien. I can't even remember what the next one was, but I enjoyed the second of those. I'm not a massive fan of Prometheus, but I understand why people are fans of that. This brought back a lot of the tension, a lot of the terror. It brought back so many things, but so much also going off that it kind of takes away from what they're trying to do with Alien Romulus. However, it is a step in the right direction, and it is excellent. Kaylee Speeney plays Rain. That is your main character. She is stranded on a mining planet where basically she's never going to escape. They're given a date where they can leave, but that gets extended. And so it triggers the group of teens. See where I'm going with the horror thing? Group of teens who spot the space station that was from the first one. That is the first thing. There's a couple of things that I would have added to this just to make that a little bit more scary. Perhaps some of the people that come to watch Alien Romulus have probably never seen Aliens, which is an absolute travesty, as we all know. But some scenes from that first one, the Nostromo. Some scenes from the Nostromo. We got a remake of the Android that was in the first one, and they do mention Mother quite a bit. But I would say, out of all the main characters, that David Johnson, Johnson, playing Andy, who is an android, you see what they did there, is by far the most intriguing character in this film. Not only does he, it's built, he is described as an old wreck who Rain's father got out of the bin, basically, and fixed, so she would have some company while she was growing up because her father died in the mines. So all these teens live a pretty awful existence, really. So you can see why they would want to do that. As the crew continue on through the Nostromo, they find and happen upon the science experiments that were going off on the Nostromo. Now, this leads to a really good scene because there's a certain form in the life cycle of a xenomorph that doesn't really get a lot of love. But they will literally hug you to death. And hugs are calorie free. Also, I got a really cool popcorn bucket with one of these things on it. If you've seen Aliens, then you will know what I'm talking about, and that is the facehugger. There is a scene where there's a lot of these things, like swarming spiders, like arachnophobia, and it's really, really cool. I'm not going to give too much away of this, but I really appreciated the fact that they gave some time to these things. We've seen pretty much every other form of xenomorph get some kind of major spotlight in alien films. From the life cycle, from the egg to the queen, etc., etc. But the facehugger, although it gets a lot of love from the first Alien film, it's never really explored. Now there's questionable science experiments going off with these things. Of course, Weyland Corp does not care about these aliens, do not care about their crew. All they want to do is weaponize the xenomorph, and that is all they care about, and that is how we get so many of them. They've managed to survive all this time, and they come in really hot on this one. And what I do appreciate about this film, although I did come out being a little bit confused because it kind of borrowed from other films, which it didn't really need to. What I did appreciate about this is the physical nature of what they were doing. They actually had people dressed up as the aliens. It wasn't. There was a certain amount of CG, obviously, but they had people dressed up again, and that alone made things creepy. The reason I came out confused from this film is because there's something that happens, and again, there's a couple of things that happen that do happen in other movies, and I felt they weren't really necessary, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. It was on the cusp of being great, this film. It is good, and if you can get to come and see it in the cinema at this point, then do, because it's well worth doing. If you have a nice cinema at home, then again, turn the lights off, put the surround sound on, and enjoy this exactly the way it should be, as a horror movie with aliens creeping around you, trying to do nasty things, shall we say. It is, and I really did enjoy it. I've come to the conclusion that I did enjoy it. It was made enjoyable as well by my mate Muzzy, who I sometimes go to the cinema with. And we both sort of had the same thoughts. But now I've had thinking time. I would recommend this one. I would go, against the popular grain in my friend circle, and say, actually, you know what, this is decent. It's decent. This has been review 295, Alien Romulus. I have been your host, Luke, and as ever, I would say, if you want to go and see it, see it. If you don't. You're not forced to. I'm only giving you my thoughts. I'm not here to influence yours. Everyone is different, and that should be celebrated through the things that we enjoy: music, movies, etc. And I'll see you next time. Quick Shot Reviews, Cheap Shot Entertainment, Quick Shot. I've already said Quick Shot. Talk is cheap. And goodbye.
Hiya.